Hi guys, it's Emily from Evolve, and today we're talking about balance once again. The theme for the month of August was balance, and so today I wanted to talk a little bit about balancing the noise in your life. There are going to be times when we cannot hear ourselves through the noise of life. For some, it's more than others, especially if you feel like you're not balanced or good at asking for what you need to take care of you. The last 2 weeks, we've been talking about balance and how that looks for each one of us as individuals. We've talked a little bit about letting go of the expectations of others, and we worked to prioritize the things that we have on our plate using the if I was hit by a bus example. Those are the things that have worked for me in my life. I would love to hear from you guys and really get an idea for how you use balance. The things, how do you balance your life? You know, what is it that you do that makes sense for you and how you can share that with other people. So this week, though, we're going to talk a little bit about listening to yourself and finding that inner voice that will guide you and lead you to the next step, phase, path, and purpose. Last night while I was on my jog, I was inspired to stop and share this really cool experience that I had that was completely applicable to the topic for today, and it was on noise and balance. And so while you're on the blog, if you're on my website, on this particular blog, you can click the link to hear what I heard. And I kind of just went through and explained what it was that I was hearing, and it's pretty cool. You can hear some of the things that I was hearing. So take a peek at that, or take a listen to that, I should say. So let's keep moving on. I'm taking a Neale Donald Walsch course right now called Living from Your Soul. It has been an extremely interesting experience for me. My first exposure to Neale was when I read Conversations with God about 10 years ago. Now, I don't often get into religious or political discussions when I'm working on my blog and the topics that I cover. However, this information had such a profound impact on my life that I recommend it to almost all of my clients. So why does this matter, and why is this important, and how is this even applicable to balance? Well, because when we talk about listening to ourselves through the noise, to create balance, the noise that we have in our lives, I think it's about tapping into our deepest being, listening to ourselves through that noise is about tapping in to our deepest being, our deepest feelings, our deepest emotions, and our deepest thoughts. The more that we listen, the easier our life becomes and the more balanced it is. I'm learning how to take that to the next step through this course that I'm taking. And when I first read Conversations with God, it gave me that opportunity. I had never really considered it before, and that I could listen to myself, and that I really have a lot of the answers that I need, or all the answers that I need within. And when I listen, they're there. So that's sort of how my experience with this is applicable. So to kind of continue, when we don't listen to ourselves, that's when things, I think, become a struggle, or at least for me, that was my experience. Like I was trudging up a hill through tar or something like that. Although that might seem like a great workout to some people, I don't think for me it was the most effective way to go about things. Balancing our lives, I don't think it has to be so hard. We really make it much harder than it actually is. Just taking time for ourselves to do something we need is a big step in that direction. And so I just wanted to give you guys a few examples of some things that you could do today that will help you take one step in that direction right now. One thing you can do, this is one of my favorites, is to go get a massage. And actually, while I was writing the blog, I stopped and called and booked one. I had a gift certificate from my kiddos from Mother's Day, and it had been sitting on my desk, and I just have been setting it aside, saying, I got to do that. I got to call, and I got to book a time to go in. And so I went ahead and called and did that today. Another great way to take time for yourself and to kind of get focused is to make a vision board for the next week, the next month, maybe the next 90 days, or maybe for you it's the next year. Whatever you have and or can create time for. Vision boards are a fabulous way to keep yourself on track and to keep yourself focused. I also put a picture of my vision board for this year on the blog so that you can see that that as well. Make a commitment to listen to something uplifting and positive in your car for the next 2 weeks instead of listening to the radio or your favorite artist. One of the things that I learned, and I learned this from Brian Tracy and maybe a collection of others out there that I've followed over the years, is that when we program ourselves with something positive, something that we really want to strive for and achieve to accomplish, it really makes a difference in how we go about our daily life. So even just something, and it's great, I found, like, even though my kids may be somewhat annoyed by listening to that while they're in the car in the morning on the way to school, they get stuff from it. They ask questions. They're engaging. We don't always have to be listening to, my humps, my lovely lady lumps, or whatever it might be that's, on the cool radio station that my kids want to listen to that morning. I know that song's a little past our time. It was a few years ago, but you never know what comes up. So sometimes it's good to help program your children as well, or whoever else might be in the car with you. But Brian Tracy says that by listening to something in your car, we spend so much time in our car that we don't even realize. A quick little trip to the store here, or to, go drop the kids off at practice there, that amount of time, we can really take in so much information that we say we don't have time to learn something new, or we don't have something, and I always try to listen to the things that are applicable to me in my life. So if I'm struggling with a relationship problem, I'll listen to, lately I've been listening to The Art of Love and Relationships, and not only does that help me with my own relationships, but it also helps me when I'm talking to my clients and working with them on their relationship stuff. And you can really take a lot of stuff that's meant for, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend scenarios, and you can apply those to, your kids. You can apply them to your coworkers. You can, there's so many tools out there that can be applied to all different parts and aspects of our life. So that's a really great one. And you're not programmed with negative stuff. There's so much negativity on the radio and in some of the music that we listen to nowadays that it's sort of like numbing out. We don't even realize what's getting into our mind and our subconscious. So it's a great way to kind of reprogram your program. Number 4 is to meditate. Meditation can be hard. For me, there's different times in my life when I find that I'm more open to it or more willing to do it than at other times. There's different types of meditation, and some people have this feeling or thought that, you have to sit this certain way and you have to do this certain thing. But for me, my experience has been that sometimes my meditative practice is a little more disciplined, and I am really rigid with myself as to the way that I sit, the way that I hold my hands, and the way that I, so the energy doesn't leave my body, all of those things that I have learned about meditation over time. But there are times when it's just very lax, and it's like I might just be sitting on my sofa, or I might be in my bed, or outside on my yoga mat, on my deck. It really depends on where I'm at, and I try not to judge that process. I try to really just let it flow from me and do the thing that feels good to my body at the time. And I find that I really get what I need by doing that. And sometimes it's less of a meditation and more of a visualization. Sometimes it is more about asking questions to myself, to my soul, kind of really doing that trying to reach that inner voice. So meditation is a great way to kind of quiet things down and do something great for yourself. How about number 5, doing something you've been wanting to do for a long time? Go crazy. Just do it. Book that vacation, or, go buy that outfit, go bungee jumping, whatever it is that you have really been thinking. For me, it's skydiving. I've had that on my list for quite some time now, and haven't made it important enough to just go do. So I've talked about it a lot, and just never made it out to do that. I can't do it in my hometown. There's not a place. I have to drive about 2 hours, or do it when I'm on one of my trips, and haven't created. I shouldn't say that I haven't had, because I've had the opportunity. I have not made it a choice to create that for myself. So go do that. Number 6, how about push yourself to jump off the cliff? And what I mean by that is for lots of us, there are big decisions that are hanging out there, whether it's to, leave that job, leave that relationship, start that business, whatever it is, jump off the cliff. Make a decision today to do something about that gets you headed in that direction. What about number 7 is treat yourself to a pedicure or a manicure. I love to do this, and although this is something that I do frequently, it is really a treat for me. It's one of those things that once a month I go in and have done, and I really, really enjoy it. It is a time for me, for myself. Number 8 is go have coffee, lunch, or dinner with a good friend that you've been meaning to catch up with for a long time. One of my good friends that we don't see each other often enough, and at the same time, when we do finally get together, it's like we just pick up right where we left off, and so it's a wonderful experience for me, and neither one of us ever judge each other as to how long it's been since we've seen each other the last time, or who should have called, or those kinds of things. It's a very organic experience for me, and we're very supportive of each other in our journey and where we're at with those things, and so to be able to go and spend time with her is really it fills me up. It's something that I can really do for myself. Number 9, take a few hours and read a book that you've been meaning to get around to. Now, for me, this is really something that I love to do. I have to work to read things that I don't usually read. A lot of people say, do you read for enjoyment? Well, I love to read, so yes, I'm always reading for enjoyment, but I don't often read something that has like a storyline, like a movie, so to speak. I'm so passionate and committed to, the personal growth and development world and changing myself and really, taking myself to that next level, that often what I read and spend time looking at are things that can help me and my clients. And so just to be able to take a few hours to do something like this in a chunk of time is really a treat for me. And I usually get something out of it that I can take and use in my office, in my work, with my clients, or even maybe on my blog, that within a few days. So I can usually implement it pretty quickly, and it's pretty cool. Number 10 is one that I love, love, love. Call your mother, father, sister, brother, child, someone in your family, and tell them how much you love and appreciate them. A big release comes from forgiveness. And so I always, say to people, apologize for anything that you might have done in the last year, in the last 6 months, in the last 3 months, in the last month, in the last week, whatever it is, that may have hurt their feelings. Forgive yourself for your shortcomings and apologize to them for that. If you can keep your baggage low, it's really your emotional baggage. It's so helpful. Number 11 is give a complete stranger a compliment, and do that from your heart. That is something that I call a gift that we give to other people. It's like a conversational gift. And so I know for me, I'm out and about a lot. And so even if I'm at somewhere like Target or, Walmart, doing some shopping or getting groceries, whatever it might be, and I see someone and I think something like, oh my gosh, she's really beautiful, or oh, I love her shoes, or her nail polish is super striking. We often think those things to ourselves, but we don't share that with the other person. And so I encourage you to, while you're out and about, even if it's just you're checking out or you're at the grocery store, whatever it might be, and something like that comes to you, share that with that person. You have no idea what kind of an impact that could make in their life. I often call that the ripple effect. And you could change their whole entire day just by giving them that one compliment from your heart. So those are a few things that I love. Now, some of you may be saying, hey, wait a minute. Some of these things are not for me. They're doing something for somebody else. And my answer is absolutely yes. They are. And they're not really about the other person. These are things that have a twofold or a mutual benefit. These are things that can fill you up while doing something for somebody else. Unlike running the kids around, doing laundry, making dinner, those types of things that we all have to do. Those are our responsibilities. These things aren't a responsibility. They're a choice. And I think there's a big difference in regard to that. So there's a lot of things you can do for yourself. These are just some idea starters, some things that I do in the past, some things that I help my clients share with my clients to help them kind of choose themselves. You get to decide how to make it happen for you, but just make it happen. Some of the most powerful times for me that contribute to my balance and listening to myself through the noise have been when I have included solitude in a time to be introspective. When I can discipline myself to ask the hard questions, brave the fear of what I might find, and stay long enough to get the answers, it is some of the best time I have ever spent for myself, on myself. So if that's something that feels good to you, I highly encourage that. And it may even be while you're exercising. So that's all I have for today, you guys. I look forward to hearing from you. Please share your experience and how you take care of yourself here in the comments section below. Or if you are connected with me on any of the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever it might be, please feel free to share your experience there as well. Until next week, cheers to the next evolution in balance. Have a wonderful day.